Palestinian officials in Gaza say at least 20 people have been killed in an Israeli strike on a hospital in Khan Yunis. The health ministry there, which is controlled by Hamas, says 2 strikes hit Nasser Hospital, the largest hospital in the south of the Strip. It says 1 missile struck moments after the first, when rescue crews had arrived. 5 Palestinian journalists are among the dead. Israel's military has now responded, saying it carried out a strike in the area of the Nasser Hospital, but denied that it intentionally targeted journalists. And for more on this, we can bring in DW's Tanya Kramer, who is in Jerusalem. Tanya, what else do we know about this attack?
Well, as you said, this attack, and eyewitnesses described it as 2 strikes, Israeli strikes at this hospital, which is one of the last functioning and larger hospitals in southern Gaza, the Nasser Hospital. There was 1 strike, and then when apparently, according to eyewitnesses, medical personnel also tried to get to those injured and killed in the first strike, another strike was hitting the area. And as you said, we understand from the sources there on the ground that people that are in the hospital, medical personnel and several journalists were among those killed and injured.
Now, there was a statement already from the Israeli military regarding this incident. What did they say?
Well, they said basically that they ordered an inquiry into the strikes and said that it regrets any harm, this I'm quoting here, to uninvolved, as they put it, in no way direct strikes against journalists. Now, this comes, of course, just 2 weeks after there was another, in this case, targeted strike by the Israeli military against another group of journalists. At that time, the Israeli military accused one of the journalists of being a militant. And we've seen this throughout this conflict, that the Israeli military, but also Israeli officials, have discredited Palestinian journalists. They have accused them of being militants. Now, we've seen targeted strikes on journalists in that regard, but also, of course, many journalists have been killed because Gaza is such a dangerous place to work in, and we have been, according to different watchdogs, they have different numbers, but over 200 media personnel, journalists, cameramen have been killed, making it one of the deadliest conflicts for journalists to report in those 22 months now of this conflict.
What do we know about the journalists who were killed there in this latest attack?
Well, several journalists have been killed there. So we know, just to mention a few of them, Mariam Abdaka, she's in her 30s. She's a photojournalist, freelance for other outlets, but also for Associated Press, the AP news agency. We have a Reuters cameraman, Reuters also an international news agency, Hussam al-Masri, but also others. And I think this highlights, what these journalists are going through. They're not just reporting on what they're seeing, they're actually living also what they are reporting on. And many of them are staying, especially, near hospitals, because that's a source where they have some electricity, where people still say they feel a bit safer, although many of the hospitals have been targeted there. And they are basically the only ones on the ground reporting this conflict, reporting this war to the world, because Israel is still preventing foreign journalists and other journalists going into Gaza to report there on the ground.
Tanya Kramer there reporting from Jerusalem. Thank you, Tanya.